Hey, working mom, welcome to Order Meets Style, the podcast that provides home organizing and home styling tips for working moms. I'm ZC Mann, professional organizer with Firefly Bridge Organizing, and I'm here to provide you with simple ideas that don't take a lot of time to organize your home so that you can love the way your home looks and functions, and so you're proud to invite anyone over anytime without stressing out about clutter. Ready for a beautifully organized home that makes you smile every time you walk in? Let's make it happen. Today, I'm going to give you my ideas for hiding the ugly stuff. Just think about why you love going to hotels or seeing beautiful home interiors on the home shows. It's because they never show you anything ugly, right? Like they don't say, here, come into the home office, look at the overstuffed file folders and all the cords hanging off the desk here. No, all that stuff is hidden. Well, not just hidden, they don't put anything ugly into those spaces at all. They're very highly staged. And they certainly don't film or photograph the cords or the mismatched umbrellas and shopping bags in the entry closet. So how can you get the feel of a beautiful hotel room or a just revealed home remodeled space in your home that's lived in by 5 people and a dog, and you work full time and your kids have activities all afternoon and all weekend? Well, you can use some simple tricks. So let's get into it. Now, I hope that it's clear to you that hiding the ugly stuff does not mean hiding your clutter. When you hide clutter, it's still there. It's still disorganized. You don't know what's in there. You don't know whether you should keep it or not. In other words, clutter is still weighing on you, even if you're hiding it so you don't see it. So declutter. You should declutter. Call me to come and help you to get rid of the clutter. Then, when you hide the ugly after you've decluttered, well, you're all done. There's no more clutter that you need to think about. Then you just enjoy living in your home at that point. And you might be asking, well, is it even important to hide the ugly stuff? I mean, everyone who has a computer or a TV has cords, right? Yes, of course. But the ugly stuff, as I'm calling it, these are the things that are causing visual clutter in your home. These are the things that feel chaotic when you look at them. I propose that our homes can feel much more peaceful, calm, and inspirational when this visual clutter is not in plain sight. When your space is calm, your mind is calm. I think that we can enjoy the serenity of our homes much more when we minimize this visual clutter. So let's start with the cords. A lot of clients tell me that they wish they could float a writing desk in the middle of their home office, but of course they work on computers, which need a power source, which means there are cords. And then sometimes there are 2 monitors and a webcam, and all of a sudden there's a tangle of cords hanging from the back of the desk, and the cords have to snake across the open floor to get to an outlet. Okay, so to get rid of that, experiment with these ideas. First, if you're connecting a bunch of pieces of hardware together, like multiple monitors and a webcam, try using a cord sleeve. A cord sleeve is basically a tube. Sometimes it's made of fabric, sometimes out of silicone. Some of them have zippers that zip up closed, and some have Velcro. Some just wind around with the silicone type of fabric that stays kind of shut. And you just wrap this cord sleeve around a whole bunch of cords so that instead of 5 cords hanging, all different sizes and different colors maybe, you now have 1 tube coming off the back of your hardware. And you can look for cord sleeves that are the same color as your cords, perhaps, if that makes sense to you. Or you can experiment a little bit and see if you can find one the same color as your desk, that sort of thing. To kind of camouflage all of these cords, that's the whole idea. Now, all of those cords in that cord sleeve have to get plugged in somewhere. So use a long enough cord sleeve or multiple cord sleeves that you place one right after the other. And then you just maneuver the entire sleeve along the back edge of your desk and down one leg. And you can secure the sleeve to the leg of the desk so it's not visible or very visible to anyone looking into the office from the door. So you can use zip ties or Velcro ties that are the same color as the desk. Then you're going to plug all the cords into a surge protected strip, a surge protector, that you also attach to the leg of the desk. So vertically, you can place this strip, this power strip, and you use Velcro or zip ties again to attach them to the leg. Now, if your legs of your desk are just too skinny to hide a power strip, then there's another option. You can buy what's called a cable raceway or a cable track that goes under your desk. There are some that need to be screwed into the underside of your desk, but others can stick on with a 3M double-sided, very strong tape. They usually come with the tape already. And still others can just clamp onto the edge of your desk. And I've got links to a few of them in the show notes below. The one that you use is really going to depend on, well, one, if you're willing to screw into the underside of your desk, or also what shape the edge of your desk is. If you've just kind of got like a tabletop sort of thing, then you could very easily use the clamp-on ones. But if you have a lip on the underside of the backside of your desk, then you might be better off using a stick-on one underneath the desk. And so what happens in these cable raceways is that all your cables slide from the back of your desk. They'll just come together. You can use a little cord sleeve, just a short one, to get all the cords from the different pieces of hardware into the cable raceway. And that cable raceway goes all along the back of your desk. So all the cords are hidden until they get to the end of your desk where your desk leg is. Now, the beauty of these cable raceways is that some of them are large enough that your power strip can actually fit inside the cable raceway. So you don't have to mess with trying to hide the power strip against the leg of your desk. It fits inside the cable raceway. So then all you have to deal with is one cord coming down the leg of your desk, which you can secure to your desk leg using Velcro strips or zip ties. And then you just really need to worry about getting the cord from the leg of your desk over to the wall outlet. And this is the tricky part for sure. One thing that helps here is an area rug. So you can place an area rug under your desk. We've had really good success with running the cord along the very edge of the rug so it reaches the wall outlet with only a tiny bit of cord showing from the edge of the rug to the wall outlet. And you can secure the cord to the rug using various types of tape. You can kind of slide it slightly under the rug, anything that works to keep that cord from coming away from the rug, because it can also be a trip hazard, of course. In one house, I actually saw someone had actually cut a tiny slit into their area rug right next to the desk leg, and they ran the cord under the rug all the way to the wall that way. The other option, of course, is to unplug the power strip completely from the wall outlet anytime you're not using your computer. And then when you sit down to work, then you plug that in. But I don't know if I could handle that, but it's an option if you would like to unplug the whole thing and kind of hide it while you're not using your computer, and then just plug it in while you're using your computer. Okay, let's move on to the kitchen for a second, because I was just getting a coffee mug out and it made me think of this trick. We are of two camps in our house. Some of us love the memories that some coffee mugs bring. The Christmas mug that my daughter received one year, mugs from our alma maters, the mug with the cow's head sculpted into the interior of the mug. There's, the rainbow unicorn one, and basically a mug from every wonderful city we've ever visited, right? But some of us find all those mugs to be chaotic. That's me, by the way. Look, I love the memories, but the jumble of the Grandma Loves Me mug and the elf hat one and the University of Chicago one, I would open the cabinet and I would feel like the mugs were yelling at me. And this is in the morning before I've had my coffee. In any case, if you've got a riot of mugs and you're wishing for a little bit of order, but you can't get rid of any of the mugs, here's my trick. To decrease the visual clutter and to create a little bit of calm in that cabinet, then just push all the multicolored, weirdly shaped, crazy mugs towards the back of the cabinet, and just the front row, line up a set of very similar mugs with minimal designs on them. So it could be that they're all basically black mugs or all blue or all white. And if they have a design or logo or writing on one side, we'll turn them around so you don't see the design as soon as you open the cabinet. Phew, just thinking about that makes me feel better. Okay, next is the bookshelf. I am a fan of displaying things that are actually useful. Now, I know, you maybe like tchotchkes that your kids received for various milestones in their lives, or the antique dinner bells that you've collected, or lots and lots of framed family photos. And certainly we love books. But in order for a bookshelf to have some visual order and some calm, then visual clutter has to be reduced. This is why it's so satisfying for some people to see books arranged in rainbow color on bookshelves. So arranging books by color keeps the visual clutter down, keeps that away by creating blocks of one color and then another, instead of all colors of book spines facing outwards. So yes, one way to hide the ugly in a bookshelf is to arrange books by color and then by size. Now, if you use your bookshelves not only for books, but also for little tchotchkes, then make sure you've got some negative space to create a restful spot for your eyes. So instead of lining every shelf with items, books, and so on, keep a bit of empty space every once in a while. So maybe you lay some books down on their sides and put a little figurine or vase or whatever on top, but keeping that grouping low, not reaching quite halfway up the height of the shelf. That's creating some negative space there. All right, how about in your closet? Well, you can hide the ugly against the walls and in the corners of your closet, and you place the other clothing that looks very nicely ordered in your sight line as soon as you open the closet door. So let's say you've got a shirt hanging in a row of shirts. This is exactly what happens in my closet. I've got a row of hanging shirts, but this one shirt that I own has rolled up sleeves and a big button on the sleeve. And I love the shirt, but it sticks out as different from all the other shirts that have long sleeves or short sleeves. And it creates a visual stop, right? And it bothers me. So I moved it to the wall so I can still see it, because you want to make sure that you can see everything in your closet so you use everything, but it's not in line with the other shirts and it's not sticking out like a sore thumb. The other thing to remember in a closet is to leave space between the bottom of a line of hanging clothes and the floor. Again, negative space. Having that space below clothing that's not taken up by shoes or boxes right in your sight line when you first open up your closet door will make your closet feel calmer and more spacious. Try that. In practically every space you can think of in your house, opaque containers are going to hide the ugly. That's why baskets or bamboo bins in a pantry work so well, because you can hide all the different labels without having to decant every single thing into a glass container. Now, you need to make sure that you label those baskets and bins, though, so that you know what's in there all the time, because remember, often out of sight is out of mind. You don't want to lose track of what's in your pantry. So use this tactic carefully so that, again, you're not hiding clutter, but instead you're corralling like with like into a bin or a basket. Little bamboo bins are great for tools in a cabinet or for cleaning supply bottles under a sink, and even for little toys like toy cars and Legos in the toy room. It keeps everything together, but in a way that makes everything feel just a bit calmer. For toys, it's just for keeping the toys in there while the kids aren't playing with them, right? Because when they're playing, you're just going to dump all the toys out of the bin. And so labeling works great in a toy room too. So if you separate your Legos by type or by color, you can certainly keep them in bins like these and label them well, and it will create some order in your playroom storage. In the fridge, well, hiding the ugly is more about not losing or forgetting what you've got in the fridge than using a trick to make the fridge look neater. A neater, orderly fridge means less food waste, less stuff going bad because you forgot to use it in time. So square and rectangular glass food containers for your leftovers You can stack those really neatly and you'll be able to see exactly what you've got in there. And keep your condiments, all your condiment bottles and things, with the labels all facing the same way. So you can see each and every condiment, whether you keep them in the door of your fridge or in a container or on a turntable on a shelf. Stack your yogurt cups neatly together with the oldest ones in front and the newest ones in the back. Make sure you can see every yogurt cup. And then remove all the produce when you bring it from the grocery store. Take them out of their opaque plastic bags before putting the produce in the fridge. The fridge is one place where you need to see all the colors and every single item, okay? So if some produce needs to be in a bag, then choose a transparent one over an opaque green one from the produce department. And when you place that bag neatly into the fridge or drawer or on a shelf, then make sure you can tell what's in that bag. You can see it. And lastly, let's talk about the linen closet. The ugly here tends to be all the extra supplies and the extra blankets and sheets, right? A simple solution here might be to use shelf dividers. These are either metal or plastic dividers that slide onto the shelf to create a vertical divider, like a little wall to separate sections of your shelf. And doing this can help you to keep your folded towels from looking messy, because then they won't slide off of each other. Okay, they'll stay in a nice stacked, neat stack. And these shelf dividers can also separate your extra supplies. But really, supplies, you can also put those into opaque bins and baskets like canvas totes or seagrass baskets. And label, of course. Make sure everyone knows where the extra soap is so you're not buying duplicates. When you get home from the dentist's office, have a basket already labeled where you drop the toothbrush you got. It's great to have those toothbrushes and extra toothpaste, little toothpaste when guests arrive, because maybe, they forgot to pack their toothbrush, but keep that whole linen closet looking orderly, nice, with less visual clutter by keeping the toothbrushes in a bin or tote of some kind instead of in the plastic bags from the dentist's office or even a Ziploc bag, which is going to look messy after a bit. So those are just some simple ways to hide the ugly in your house. Is it necessary to hide all the ugly to be organized? Absolutely not. But hiding the ugly means removing visual clutter. It makes a huge difference when you have less visual clutter in your home. It makes your home feel calmer and more serene. So let me know which of these little tricks you're going to try and the effect that it has on you and your family, okay? Also, don't forget that our fall special is going on from right now until the end of November. When you purchase any organizing package from us, you receive a free home inventory that we'll do for you. You'll get an electronic access to your inventory. It's just such a relief to finally get an inventory done. So not only can you get your home guest ready by Thanksgiving, but you'll also have a record of your home inventory too. Go to fireflybridge.com/fall special to get all the info. That offer is only valid in the Miami area, and again, only until the end of November while we still have spots available, okay? So have a great week, and I'll see you on the next episode.